Hmm. Hi, Kitty. What are you doing? You want to go out there and work on the truck? Oh, coming in? Or are we going to go work on the truck? What's up, my peeps? I got to go out here and unplug this fan. We need to do a little work on the old trucker. Go out here and unplug this. Look at that. Clean the floor all up somewhat. Well, you can kind of tell. That's the difference. That's not a shadow. That's dirt. That's dirt! Well, here we are again. So, before I get all too into it, I'll get you mounted up on the old trucker. You guys can hang out with me while I get this engine the rest of the way out, because I'm going to finally get the C4 swapped over. So give me a minute here. I'm going to swap you around. Hold on tight. And I'm going to put you up on the windshield or something. And we'll get to tearing this thing apart. And I'll give you a little story time. Got you all set up. Alright, so what we're doing now, where we're at. So many things have happened. My trip out west to get this head. I don't even know where to start. But basically where we're at now is I have put a stage 3 Beauport ported head on. It's got a 2.5 cam. I don't know what that means. Got beehive springs. Got shit going on. All ported. About a stage 3 ported intake somewhere. Let me grab that. That I need to assemble and put on. Probably won't use the top half because I've pretty much done the same thing to the top of mine, but I'll use this nice bottom half one so it bolts up. Got to drill a hole in the head because this head is pre-85 or something. So it doesn't come with this extra outside bolt hole right here. It's got one that's in here. So I need to pull the head back off now and do that, and I figured I might as well just pull the whole engine and tranny out because I did find a converter for my C4, and I believe I have everything to put the C4 in, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this all out, get rid of the power steering pump, pull in everything. I found I can't remember what they're out of. It's a bracket to mount my alternator lower on the engine, on the passenger side instead of on the driver's side. That way I can do away with the power steering and just run, maybe try to find a manual rack or whatever, but I'm just going to loop it for now. But I thought I'd do like a kind of a long video, and while I pulled this crap apart and pulled it out, and kind of tell you how I got the bean and how it came to be, because this was never a planned thing. It just all came together with a couple of my friends and a couple of good buddies, and turned into where it's at. It's been together for about a year now, on and off. Made a couple. I'm 0-8 in all my races. She ain't won a race yet, but we'll get there. We've got some parts we put on her now. Got a different turbo to put on it. I'm getting a Beauport header as well to go on it, which will be way better than that Chinese piece of junk that I had on here. Bigger wastegate. We're going to try to run CO2 as well to be able to target a boost, and then I'll have the C4. It'll have a trans brake. I'll still have the 2-step off the Fuel Tech, so hopefully it should make a huge difference on the way this thing's going to run. It'll keep the boost all the way through till the end. And then the little bit bigger turbo that I have for it, a little better turbo that I have for it, will make it a little stronger. And then I got a monster one to go on it later, but that's next winter. So I'm going to get to tearing this thing apart and you guys can hang out, and I'll talk a little bit while I do it, and tell you how this thing kind of started. My boy Sean wanted to have a lowrider, and our other boy from South Carolina, Nate, had this little trucker here, and Nate was moving and wanted to sell it, and Sean wanted to buy it. Well, once it got here, because it was delivered, Sean realized that probably wasn't going to work for him for a lowrider, so he asked if I wanted it. So, of course, I was like, yeah. So I got it for next to nothing because he's a good buddy and he hooked me up and he knew that I was broke. And didn't really know what I was going to do with it because it ran and drove, but it needed a clutch. The clutch was bad. That's the starter wire. Hopefully that don't ground out or nothing because it's still alive. I need to tape it up. So it kind of sat for a few days, and then my other buddy, Chris, he done sent me a marketplace ad for a Turbo 2.3, which is what I have here. And it was pretty cheap, and I had a little bit of money, so I thought, hey, you know what, I'm gonna buy it. So Jasper, old Boo Springsteen, took me down. We went and picked it up, grabbed it. It sat for about 6 or 7 months. And because it was kind of winter time, we were building on Jasper's car. And then the old scamdemic hit, and we got all that. I went on unemployment, lost my job, and everything went down, and happened to have a chance to be able to work on it. Ended up getting it together somewhere around April, started on it on April and then finished it in July 4th actually, because I did Freedom Burnouts at midnight of July 4th, which was pretty awesome. And then I've lost every race that I've went to since, which I don't care. I do, but I don't. Came to wintertime, still running good. Stuffed her in my basement for the winter. Stuffed her in my basement, you know, because I'm single and no supervision. And then when I pulled her out this spring, a couple of the cylinders looked like they weren't firing. So I figured, well, man, we must have a problem with the head. Not knowing that it was actually the settings on my fuel tech that I had changed, like an idiot. So on went to finding a head or doing something with the head, not knowing that it was my settings yet. So I found one in Tennessee for like $2,500 or $2,800 or something, a suite. That's that last video I did, the ACI head for startup. And it was made for more like dirt track. It was solid stuff, and I'd rather have roller because I don't know how to set valve lash and all that. So just as I got that on, as you seen when I started it, Beauport had hit me up and asked if I had wanted to sell it. So I thought, well, geez, if this guy's asking me, it must be a pretty good head, and maybe he'll do a deal. So we got together, and he did a deal with me for that head to get one of his stage 3 heads, which I have on here right now, and a stainless T4 header. So I thought, well, that's exactly what I want. And this is a roller head, not a solid lift, and it's got a big cam in it, and it's got sweet springs. So I thought, man, that's pretty much what I need. So my son and I decided to go on the Epic Parts trip to go out there and meet Bo and get it. And got back and had to wait on the header. Never ended up getting my Hughes converter. They couldn't find a good core for some reason. So I've just been waiting on figuring out what I wanted to do for a trans, when I actually ended up finding a couple converters. The one I got is a ATI, I believe. I think it's got like a 4,000 stall. Talked to a real nice guy that I got it from, told me all about it and everything. It's pretty cool. So once I got that coming, I decided I got back a hold of Bo, and he said in a couple weeks my header should be ready. So I thought, well, time to get this thing out and let's start working on it. And then I got a buddy that's doing a hard tire event coming up, and he wants to borrow the rims and tires. So I thought, let's get the engine and tranny out. I'll pull the rims and tires off. He can use them. I'll mount up the C4 to the engine and see what I have to do, because I'm sure I have to move the tranny mount and everything up a little bit farther. I think the C4 has about a 5-inch difference. Same length overall, but like a 5-inch difference on where it mounts on the transmission. So I figured I'd do that while I'm waiting to get my stuff. So here we are. I really haven't ran any times with it yet. It's really not that fast. I'm hoping that's going to change with the new setup. But I guess we won't know until we go at it. So let me grab you up here for a second. We'll just take you off the mount. So this is where we're at. Nice big old port tiner. So yep, I'm gonna have to take all that back off. Take my breather off here. Just undo it here at this knuckle, take that off. Then I'm gonna pull the power steering. One more bolt on the starter to pull out, pull each motor mount and then each trans mount, and I think I'm just gonna pull the whole engine all together by itself. Or together with the tranny or whatever you want to say. So yeah, give me a few minutes here. I'm gonna get underneath this and undo a couple trans bolts. Helicopter. Oh boy, they coming. Yep, get on here and do a couple trans bolts. Oh, shout out to old Chuck at Napa. Look at that sweet sticker he made me. Isn't that cool? Maybe that'll end up being my thumbnail. But yeah, stick with me. Shouldn't be too much longer now to get this bad boy out. Bam! There it is. Finally got her out. I know it only seems like seconds later, but it was a struggle. And she's empty once again. Poor Bean. More work than play. But we getting there now. Now all I gotta do is pull the tranny off the engine. I'll need to get some trans fluid put in the torque converter. Probably can use the old flywheel bolts for the new flex plate. Not for sure. Yeah, well, I don't know. We getting there now. I thought about pulling her out and spraying her down because there's power steering fluid and crap that leaked everywhere. But it is the Bean, and we really don't care. Oh, looks like the Master Chief has made his presence known. We doing all right, Biscuit? Huh? Is it looking good? It's looking good, buddy? How's it looking in there? Is it looking all right? Did you check it out? Go ahead, have a look-see. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah, I want you to walk it around, check it out. Let's see what's going on. Do we miss anything? You gotta check it all out. So yeah, I'll probably try to get the trans bolted together tonight, and then maybe get the head off of it, because the sooner I can get it off, I can get the hole drilled out. And really my main goal is to get this all back together before the header gets here. That way once it gets here, I can be ready to rock and roll, bolt shit together, and go. So stay tuned. More to come from me and the old bean. I hope you enjoyed this little video and learned a little bit about what I got going on with this. I'm sure nobody will watch it to this point anyways, but I really appreciate you guys all checking it out and rooting me on and keeping me going, because I've almost sold this thing 15 times since yesterday. So, but I really want to try this new setup. I really want to see what it's going to do. And hopefully it'll turn out sweet. And hopefully we'll have rally video footage soon. Another one coming May 22nd. So be ready for that. Be ready for some good clips of that. But I hope you all enjoyed this little video and knowledge on the bean. Coming up, there's going to be some more flames. And we're going to hurt some feelings this time. Hopefully not my own. You guys have a good night and rally on.